Breaking news, boxing lovers across the globe. Oleksandr Usyk, unified heavyweight champion of the world, has announced he is vacating all his world championship belt. That is the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF, which includes the Ring Magazine belt and the IBO belt. So all these 5 belts are being vacated by Oleksandr Usyk. I'll be coming up with depth analysis of this, but what does the vacation of these belts mean to the heavyweight division? Before I get into the analysis, please remember to subscribe if you are watching on YouTube and hit the follow button if you are watching on TikTok. And remember, the comment section is open for your take too. Now, Oleksandr Usyk recently fought Rico Verhoeven in Giza, Egypt, where after that round 11 knockout, where Aji Kabayel stepped into the ring to challenge Oleksandr Usyk, because Aji Kabayel is the mandatory for the WBC belt, which is next to be called for a mandatory. Oleksandr Usyk stated categorically that no problem, I'll fight you. No problem, I'll fight you. That means that he has accepted the challenge to fight Aji Kabayel. Now he has vacated the belt, meaning the fight with Aji Kabayel may happen, but it's no longer mandatory for him to fight Aji Kabayel. Now, Oleksandr Usyk is as free as a bird to choose whoever he wants to fight and not be restricted to a certain group of fighters without being critiqued. Now, his fight against Rico came in as a shock to most people because he was regarded as the utmost best in the division and always ready to take on every challenge. But at 39, I think that Oleksandr Usyk wants to be free, involved in the more money-making fights in order to have a happy retirement. Let's not forget, Oleksandr Usyk over the past few years has made enough money out of boxing, but if there's a chance to make more without risking too much, I think that it's just fair for him to take it. Now, what does it mean? It means that Aji Kabayel is now a WBC heavyweight world champion. It's official. Now, Frank Warren would like to now match Aji Kabayel against some of his fighters. Maybe a unification bout against Daniel Dynamite Dubois if the Fabio Wardley fight does not happen. Now, the WBA belt is also vacant. Does that mean that Anthony AJ Joshua and Tyson Fury would be competing for that belt? The IBF belt is also vacant. So now a lot of championship fights could go on in the heavyweight division without one person necessarily holding on to the belt, and everyone would have to come through him in order to become a world champion. And I think that Usyk has taken the right decision for his career at this stage. If I am managing Usyk, he has achieved a lot, 3-time undisputed champion of the world. I think that a rematch with Rico would make sense because the first fight was a controversial one, and a second fight won't be bad. I think this time around, Oleksandr Usyk would figure him out and knock him out. But he wants to be free. He makes some money-making fight decision, not necessarily be stick to a top 10 fighter to fight by all means. So it is the right decision, and it opens up the heavyweight division for everybody to fight for a world championship. So this is a time in which fighters will need to be serious in the gym in order to grab an opportunity, because 3 belts have become vacant, meaning 6 potential opponents have a chance to compete for a world title. So I think this is a very good decision. Later, I foresee him fighting Tyson the Gypsy King Fury in another fight if Tyson Fury emerges victorious against Anthony AJ Joshua. I see that fight happening later, and that's at that time Alexander would be 40 years because he's born January 17th, the same as Muhammad Ali. So I think that it's a very good move from Oleksandr Usyk. He is free. He has enough time to rest and do things at his own pace and no longer as a champion, and the standards can be dropped and ease for him in order to compete. So that was my take on the Alexander Vacate Usyk announcing that he is vacating all his belts but not retiring from the sports of boxing. Thank you.